All right, number one. Find the equation of a circle, and I want it in standard form under the given conditions. So for number one, if the center is at -1, 4, and the diameter is 10, what's the radius?
5.
Radius is 5. So how are you going to write this equation? X plus 1 squared plus y minus 4 squared equals what? Okay, next one. This one gives you the center, 5, -2. So I gave you this piece of graph paper if you wanted to graph it. So where is 5, -2? 1, 2, 3.
Can we do a cheat sheet on this test too?
No.
Please?
No. 1, -8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So this is the center. So what you need to do is figure out what that radius is. Now there's a couple things you could have done. You could have done the Pythagorean theorem, made a triangle here. In class, when I went over this, I did this formula, x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared. So the center, you're going to put h and k here, and this is x and y. Okay? So you have x is 1 minus 5 squared plus -8 minus 2, which is plus 2, is r squared. So you've got -4 squared plus -6 squared. Add these up and you get r squared is 52. So your equation with the center at 5, -2 will be x minus 5 squared y plus 2 squared equals 52. And you could have figured out this by using the Pythagorean theorem. For number 3, if the diameter, these are the endpoints of the diameter. So halfway through here would be your midpoint. That's going to be your center. How do you find the center? You're going to add these two up and divide by 2. So 8 divided by 2 is 4. And 4 plus 2 is 6. 6 divided by 2 is 3. So I know my midpoint is 4, 3. So my center is going to be x minus 4. And then y minus 3. Now all you have to do is figure out the radius. What I did was I used this point, and you pick one point and you do exactly what you did up here. So you're going to do x minus h squared plus y minus k squared equals r squared to figure r squared. So this is your h and k, and this I use 9 and 2 because I like positive numbers, not negative. So 9 is your x value, 9 minus 4 squared plus, here's your y value, 2 minus 3 squared. So 5 squared plus -1 squared. What's r squared? 26. So that's the number that goes here, 26. Sketch the circle. Where's the center? It's at 2, -3. And your radius is not 4, it's the square root of this. So you're going to go 2, down 3, and up 2, down 2, left 2, right 2.
That's easy.
That's it. So on your multiple choice test, you're going to have like an equation like that, and it's going to ask you which is the following, which graph represents this equation. And I'll tell you one thing, one of the equations is going to have 4 is your radius, to see if you know that that's the square root of 4 is 2. That's the kind of trick. That's why multiple choice tests can be tricky. This one, can you tell me the name of the center? This is negative, and be careful. Make sure that your x and y axis are going by 1s. If it's going by 2s, you want to make sure you can call out that number. So this center is going to be -1, 3. and the radius is 5. So how are you gonna incorporate this into an equation?
It's a little bit.
Any questions?
No, ma'am.
Easy? Okay, number 6. You have to complete the square here, twice. So I'm gonna organize my x's, and then I'm gonna organize my y's, and bring over 10 to the other side. This goes on the other side. Half of -4 is -2, square it, you get 4. Half of this is 4, -4 squared, you get 16. You're gonna add these up and you get 10, and factor. So where's your center? Center is 2, 4. Your radius is the square root of 10. You guys, I think, had square root of 30.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
We subtracted the 4 and the 16.
Oh, okay. You have to, if you add these are both gonna be positive. So that was your error. Small error. This is standard form. So that goes there. Okay, next. Number 7, now we're on ellipses. And remember, X and Y, you guys switched your X and Y's
So
around.
isn't it supposed to be that A is the biggest?
A is the bigger number, it goes underneath
So doesn't
the
it?
axis, so you go like this. They're all like this, x squared plus y squared equals 1. It's A or B can switch. This can be A squared B or B squared, this can be A squared or B squared. Okay? So, if your foci is on the y-axis, that means the bigger number is going to be underneath the y. Then it would be a squared on this side and b squared on this side. It says your x-intercepts are 0, are 3, 0. Here, those are your x-intercepts. And your y-intercepts are 8. So from here to here is 8. And your fixed point is here. So this is what this thing looks like, basically. So the center is x is 0, 0. So it's going to be x squared plus y squared equals 1. Now the bigger number is 8. And you're going to put 64 underneath that and 9 underneath x squared. Number 8, your fixed points are 0, 2, in there. And the length of your major axis is 12. So this is 2a is 12, so a is 6. So again, this one, the a value is 6, and it's going to be underneath the y value. So x squared plus y squared equals 1. The bigger number is going to go underneath x. Now, how do you figure out the b value? This is a. How do you figure out b squared? Well, you need to know that in an ellipse, a squared minus b squared equals c squared. We know that the fixed point is 0, it's 2 units, so 2 squared is 4, and this is 36. So how do you figure out what b squared is? You're going to subtract, you get 32, so b squared is 32. I think you guys had them reversed. Okay. The center to this one is at the origin. You have a vertex at 0, 5. These are vertices, and co-vertices are the smaller one. So again, this is going to be x squared plus y squared equals 1. Underneath the y value, you're going to put 25. Underneath x, you're going to put 9. Number 10, your center's at the origin. Your major axis is 20 units, so A is 10. A is 10. And the minor axis is 8, so B is half of that, 4. And it says one of the fixed points are at 0, 3, which means the major axis is on the y-axis again. Because 0, 3 is here. Your fixed points are on your major axis. So from here to here is 3, from here to here is 5, I'm sorry, 10. 10 and 10 is 20, and then here to here, this is 4 and 4 is 8. So this is gonna be x squared plus y squared equals 1. And underneath your x value, you're gonna put 16, and underneath y, you're gonna put 100, because 10 squared is 100. Okay, this next one, what are your, sketch this ellipse, where's your center? It's at 2, -1. Right there. Where's the bigger number? Here's the bigger number. So this one's gonna be elongated on the y-axis. So A is 5 and B is 3. So you're gonna go up and down 5 units. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then 3 this way and 3 this way. Here is your. So these two are vertices. What's this vertex? What's this one? This is 2, 4. And 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, -6. Your co-vertices are these 2 points right here. So -1, -1. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, -1. And now your fixed points, we have to figure out the C value. You take these two, subtract them, 25 minus 9, which is 16, is C squared. So what's C? 4 units. You're gonna go 4 units this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. And 4 units, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's the name of these points? This is 2, 3. And this is 2, -5. Questions? Next. What's wrong with this problem? You have to divide by 100. So you get x squared over, what's gonna be down here? What's 100 divided by 25?
4th,
And then what's 100 divided by 4?
1/5.
So now, this one, the A value's 5, it's gonna be elongated on the y-axis. We're gonna go 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, 2, and 2. Just like that. So let's name everything. Your vertices are 0, 5. And 0, -5. Your co-vertices are -2, 0, and 2, 0. And your fixed points, you're gonna take these two and subtract them. So C squared is 21, so C is root 21. You're gonna go root 21 above and below this. So 0, root 21, and 0, -root 21 are your fixed points. And 13. Where's your center? 0, 0. This is, again, it's elongated on the y-axis, so 3 is your A value, so you're gonna put a 9. Underneath y, you're gonna put a 9, and underneath this is 1. There you go. Done. Next. What is this with a minus sign? It's a hyperbola, and it's hugging the y-axis. What comes first? So first, where's your center? 0, 0. Here's your center. This one's gonna look like a tree. This is how I look at it, like a tree. So your A value is 4. You're gonna go 4 units this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. So this thing's looking like this. And then 4 this way, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's basically what it's looking like. Your B value is 3. You're gonna go 3 units this way and 3 units this way. So you have this rectangle. Like this, and here are your asymptotes. Okay, so your vertices are at 0, 4, and 0, -4. Your fixed points, what you have to do is add these. This is a squared plus b squared equals c squared. So add these two up. 16 plus 9 is 25, and c is 5. So you're going to go 5 units this way and 5 units that way. Here's your fixed points. So 0, 5, and -5 are your fixed points. And your asymptotes, if it's like a tree, your asymptotes are it's plus or minus a to b. If it's on its side, it's b over a. So what's the a value? 4. What's the b value? 3. So it's plus or minus 4/3. I forgot my x. These are your asymptotes. And look at it. It's up 4 and over 3. That's y equals -4/3 x, and this is y is equal to +4/3 x. Okay, what's up with 15? I got two 25s sitting here. What do I want underneath here? A 1. So, what is 225 divided by 25? I believe it's 9. And this one's gonna be 25. So this one's hugging the x-axis. 0, 0 is your origin, your center. You're gonna go 3 units this way. So this is gonna look like this. 3 units this way. So these are your vertices. So plus or minus 3, 0, those are your vertices. Your fixed points are inside here. So you have to add these two up, you get 34, and then take the square root. So C is root 34. So root 34, wherever that is, it's gonna be this way. So your fixed points are plus or minus root 34, comma 0. And your asymptotes, this one is gonna be b to a. So it's plus or minus, the b value is 5. A value is 3. These are your asymptotes. So you should go 5 units, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is what this looks like. Oops, sorry, went too far. This is this blue box has nothing to do with, it's to help you get your asymptotes. There's your asymptotes. So really your graph is looking like this. You want to be more accurate. Looks like that. I just sketched this to get myself prepared for what it's going to look like. So these are better, this is better graphs. So look at these asymptotes. It's 5 and 3. This is your A value. A is 3 and B is 5. You have these mixed up. Next. Write an equation of a hyperbola with vertical transverse. The transverse axis is the axis between the two vertices. This is your transverse axis. So if I told you that you have a horizontal transverse axis of 6, A is 3, half of it. That's 2A. This is 2A, A and A. Your conjugate axis is the other axis. So for this one, it says you have a vertical transverse axis of 16. So I know that this is gonna be like this, vertical transverse axis. So this is gonna be 8 right here, and this is gonna be 8. And I know that because it's a vertical transverse axis, it's gonna start with y squared. So if A is 8, you're gonna put a 64 here. And it says the conjugate axis is 24, divide that by 2. So B is 12, so we're gonna put 144 here. Questions? Okay, next one, number 17. You have a hyperbola with vertices. Vertices are at 0, 6. Well, if 0, 6, if that's a vertex and that's a vertex, I know that this is gonna be y squared. Know that. And your C value is 8. So from here to here, C is 8. So I know A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So if A is 6, you're gonna put 36 here. And B is 8, you're gonna put 64 here. Subtract and you get 28 is your B squared. So what are you gonna put underneath Y? You're gonna put 36. And you're gonna put 28 here. Questions?
Is it supposed to be minus b squared, a squared minus b squared, or c squared?
Nope, nope.
What do you use that for?
Hyperbola, it's minus in the equation, but the relationship between these is plus. For an ellipse, the equation has a plus sign, but they have a minus sign here.
Okay.
The relationship, so, can you remember that?
Yeah, so you just use it for the ellipsis, so you do a squared minus.
Yeah, ellipses is a squared minus b squared, yep. Okay, the next one, last one for hyperbola. Write the equation of a hyperbola with the center at 0, 0, a vertical, again, transverse axis, that's 9 units. Well, if 2a is 9, what's a? 4.5. So it's saying that you're going 4.5 this way and 4.5 this way. This whole thing is 9. From here to here is 9 units. So half of it is 4.5, so it's gonna be another y squared. Now, how are you gonna square 4.5? Use your calculator, you get 2.25. And it says it has a central rectangle that's 9, so this is 9 by 4. So this is 9, whoops, so 4.5, 4.5, and this is 4 units, so what's B? If this is 4 units long, what's B? 2. So you should have a 4 in there. Okay, last set. Parabolas. This is what I want you to do. Get it like this. Get the quantity squared on the left side. So, I'm gonna rewrite this. I'm gonna write this as 1/20th x squared equals y. And I don't want 1/20th here, so I'm gonna multiply this by 20 and this side by 20. So you get x squared equals 20y. Now, what do you need to pull, what number needs to be here? A 4. So 4 times what is 20? 5. So I know my vertex, this thing is gonna be up, right side up like this, like that, x squared, and it's a positive 4, so it's up. My vertex is 0, 0. My focus, we're gonna go 5 units inside here. So 0, 5 is your focus, because P is 5. That's 5 units. In your directrix, you gotta go 5 units the other way, so what would your directrix be? Y equals -5. Do you get this?
Yeah.
5 and 5. Okay, this one, we've got to complete the square here. So let's complete the square right here. We've got y squared minus 8y plus something. Get rid of 11. Let's not mess with it right now. So half of 8 is -4. Square it, you're gonna add 16, but subtract 16. Does everyone understand? You're adding and subtracting on the same side. So what you get here is y minus 4 squared minus 5. Now, remember what I told you. Get this on the other side, so it's gonna be x plus 5. And again, to me, it just helps me if I rewrite it this way. Now, my vertex is gonna be -5, 4. What number is in front of here right now? It's a 1. So how am I gonna pull a 4 out with a 1 here? What's my p-value gonna be? One-fourth. So now, what does this thing look like if I were to graph it? I'm gonna go 5 units to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 4 units up. So this one's gonna be on its side because the y value is squared. And the branches are gonna be pointing towards the positive side because 4 is positive. Now your p-value is a quarter. You're gonna go a quarter this way. So what's this fixed point right here? Your fixed point would be -4 3/4, comma 4. So you're going a quarter this way, and you go a quarter outside of that vertex, and you have the line x equals, a quarter this way would be x equals -5 1/4. That's your directrix. What is the equation of a parabola with a vertex at 0, 0, and your fixed point is 0, 4? Well, so like, what is this? Is this gonna be an x squared or a y squared problem? Is 4 positive or 4 negative? It's x squared equals positive 4py, where p is this distance right here. P is 4. So you're gonna put a 4 here. And I would write this as x squared equals 16y. Now, can you rewrite this equation at all? Is there another way, because it's a multiple choice test? You could get rid of this and make this 1/16 x squared equals y. Those are both good answers. For 22, what's the equation of the parabola with the vertex is at the origin? And the directrix is -2.5. -2.5. Where is negative y equals -2.5? Is this line right here?
Yeah.
Yeah? So it should go like this.
And then the little p thing's gonna be
What's p?
2.5.
So you should have x squares equals 4py. And if you put 2.5 in here, or 5/2, and simplify it, you get x squared equals 10y. Not negative. I think you guys have -10. Next one, 23. What's the equation of the parabola with the vertex is at the origin and the directrix is x equals 4? Let's draw that. Vertex is at the origin, and if the directrix is the line x equals 4, how are we going to draw this? It has to look like this, right? So this is going to be a y squared equals -4px. Why negative? These branches are pointing to the negative side. What is p? P is 4. So what's your equation? -16x. Now you could rewrite this as -1/16 y squared equals x also.
Can you zoom out?
Zoom out. like that. Now you have this, I gave you my answer key, so don't forget, you have it in front of you.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and then the last one, 24. Let's start with the vertex. It's the opposite of this, opposite of that. So 3, -1. Where's 3, -1? Right there. Now this one is gonna be upside down. How do I know it's upside down? Because of the -12 here. So you need to pull out a -4 here to figure out P is 3. So this is gonna be upside down like this. You're gonna go 3 units, 1, 2, 3. So your directrix is the line, y equals 2. And your fixed point, you're gonna go 3 units inside here. And this point is 3, -4. Now, do you remember one last thing? If I wanted a really nice graph, do you remember the lattice rectum? It's a chord that goes through the focus point. It measures 4 p units long. Well, if p is 3, it's 12 units long. So half of 12 is 6. So if you go 6 units, if you cut that 12 into 2 parts, if you go 6 one way and 6 the other way, let's count 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That would be a point on the parabola. So this thing really, the best graph looks like this. And then go 6 this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's your best graph. So this chord that's perpendicular to this fixed point, so if you were to draw that line right there, it'd be perpendicular. It measures 4 times this measurement from here to here. That's the chord. That's the length, lattice rectum length of that chord. It's 4 times 3, which is 12 units long. So 6 one way and 6 the other way. Because remember, this is your axis of symmetry. Does anyone have any questions? Is it better?
Oh, yeah. I just don't get that problem.
This one?
Yeah.
Why? What part?
I just don't get what's going on.
Well, it's an x, what does this thing look like? It's x squared, right? And the p-value is positive for this one, but if it were negative, it would be going down like that. So the only thing that's strange about this is your center is at 3, -1. So over 3, down 1, that's your center. This one's gonna be upside down. You have to always force a factor of 4, but this one you're gonna put take a -4 out. So -4 times what gives you -12? It's 3. So P is 3 units. You're gonna go 3 units this way and 3 units this way. This is your P value, 3 and 3. So your directrix does not touch your parabola. So it'd be the line y equals 2. This is the line y equals 2. 3 units from your vertex. And 3 units this way is your fixed point. That's your C value.
Wait, how do we know it's upside down?
Huh?
How do we know that the graph's upside down?
If it's x squared, it's up. If it's negative, if that's negative, it's down. So it looks like, here's your 4 orientations. If it's x squared equals 4py, it looks like this. If it's x squared equals -4py, it looks like this,
Okay.
okay? If it's y squared equals 4px, it's on its side, like that. If it were y squared equals -4py, or -4px, it'd be going this way. You get it? Okay, that's it.